Good evening, folks. Welcome back to the Vital Football Podcast. This is your podcast from the writers from the Vital Network. You've got myself, Ash, who writes for Newcastle. Got Crippy, who writes for Vital Man City. Andy writes for Vital Leeds. And Liam, who is going to be talking a lot tonight because he writes for Vital Everton. And there is a lot going on at Everton, isn't there, Liam?
I don't know, is there?
You tell us, mate. You've been sat with your head buried in your phone. Apparently, you've got some breaking news on the go.
Well, apparently, the club's up for sale. Fad Mashiri's, decided the time's now.
Wonder if Bill Kenwright stays on as part of the furniture in that deal as well.
Well, I mean, he somehow managed to stay on for the past 7 years, so the only time he goes is when, unfortunately, he goes.
It's just bad timing, though, isn't it? Because I don't think this will mean they're not going to want to spend any money.
Exactly.
I remember we had this and we weren't trying to spend a penny. Yeah, very coincidental, isn't it? Near the end of January. Yeah, that's gonna ruin their plans now.
100%. We'll come on to it in a minute because we've got to blast through the score predictions from last week as we'll start with our regular piece. And Liam, my friend, what happened?
Well, I wish Everton could get 3 points, but
Got a nice little tie at the top there. Crippy and Andy with 9 points each.
Yeah,
a few right predictions kicking about as well. I'll take 7, mate.
I only got 5 wrong. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, the Oracle's back.
I had a good Sunday, didn't I? Good Sunday. Yeah.
Blinding Sunday.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that.
We're not going to be doing any this week. Honestly, man, that clip's just genius. We won't be doing any score predictions this week because it's FA Cup and fuck the FA Cup. But we will ask Andy how you're going to get on, mate. You're the only one of the 4 of us who's left.
Yeah.
Well, if we don't get through that round, then there's no hope for anybody, is there? It's going to either be
Accrington or Boreham Wood.
Yeah, Accrington or Boreham Wood. They play tonight, don't they? I think
they're
it's
on
like
now,
Arsenal's feeder club, isn't it? I think Arsenal used to have a partnership with them. They'd always have a pre-season friendly with Boreham Wood. So there you go.
Yeah, it's away from home, so you never know. But you'd fancy us to go through. To be fair.
Surely. Oh, Joe Willock, man, what? He's got Chris Wood's boots on.
Southampton playing Newcastle.
Yeah, Southampton Newcastle, first leg of the semi-final, and Willock's just put one in outer space.
So I guess you're on 1 minute now, 1 minute and a half.
It's just gone 2 minutes now. I was just watching the replay there when I reacted.
We won't spoil it then if you're Ash.
Yeah, please don't.
No, I won't.
Outside of having to watch it on the tablet, it's obviously behind the live feed.
Depends what mood we're in.
If I put it on my telly, we'll get copyright struck.
Yeah.
Right behind it. Right then. Come on, Liam.
Yeah.
Tell us all these stories. We had sacking announced at 3:30 yesterday that wasn't confirmed by the club till what, 8 o'clock?
Yeah, about 8:15 it was.
Yeah, and then what else has gone on? Jeanette Bro, we've got there. There's not Jeanette Bro, but he's playing for Southampton. Danjuma.
Yeah.
Has anyone been headlocked?
Well, I think. Who was going to say then? I was going to make someone up then, but whoever's putting that deal in for Anthony Gordon must be in an headlock. Bloody hell!
Oh, don't get us started on Anthony Gordon. Honestly, that Newcastle fans are going absolutely apeshit about this.
Love it.
Absolutely love it.
Go on.
Go on, then. We were going to come under it later, but you've mentioned it now.
I absolutely love it. Get a picture of.
There he is. We'll get onto it now then, because it's been brought up. Anthony Gordon to Newcastle. I can take or leave it. I think there is a player in there. I cannot stand his face. And he's a cheating, diving shit, but he's 21. He's got a lot to learn, and Eddie Howe could get the best out of him. But I think he'll be good. More of than I have.
I honestly think he'll be happier in different surroundings, because it can't be fun at Everton, can it? For the players, for the staff, it's not fun, is it? Even when Lampard got sacked for their failure, but we all know, as Liam said a million times, that the upstairs is a mess. the messaging from top to bottom is a mess, isn't it? So players can't be enjoying themselves with the direction the club's going in. So I think that Gordon will be a decent signing for Newcastle.
What's the rumoured fee?
So the one I've seen was 25 mil with 15 add-ons.
Plus 15.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Paying for that.
But apparently they're still holding out for 60.
He's only 21 though, so you've got some resale value, haven't you?
Plenty of resale value. Yeah. It's not that big of a risk. If he does turn out to be a knobhead, we can get rid of him.
No,
because he does.
I'm
look
sure
like
he'll be at. I was going to say, sure he'll be at, I don't know, Bournemouth or something in a couple of years' time.
Yeah,
no in Leeds, like Barkley. So
yeah, so we've had a few of them. I think they're better than they are. They end up at Sunderland and Stoke and them sort of places. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to get Sunderland in to keep Ash, haven't we?
That's where Jack Clark is.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So
they've clearly seen something, haven't they, that they like in him, Newcastle. So.
Well, Liam sent me a message today saying he saw that thing about Everton, about the bid going in, and talks about that. And Liam said he was pumping his tyres up ready to give him a lift. So yes, you wouldn't be too sad to see the back of them.
I don't think I've seen one Everton fan saying why don't we keep him or complaining or anything. Not one fan I've seen put on anywhere on Twitter or Facebook. So it's just his attitude stinks. Like,
exactly.
He had a good 2-3 months, not even 6 months. He had a good 3 months. Got linked to Chelsea and Tottenham and thought he was the dog's bollocks, but no,
he just believes he's all
he just
hype.
looks like that's it, exactly it. And
then he comes out dressed like fucking Rupert the Bear and had sex with Claire Bolden.
That's it. Yeah, Claire
Bolden look like.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just don't want them, man. I don't know. Like I said, I think
Eddie Howe doesn't make mistakes, does he? Eddie Howe wouldn't bring him in if he thought his attitude was going to be a problem.
Eddie Howe doesn't make mistakes. He didn't buy Solanke and Jordan Hyde.
Okay, Eddie Howe doesn't make mistakes anymore.
Solanke, though, you have to say,
Wood.
Solanke, he has obviously been decent ever since. He was just too young. So Gordon's going to be too young, where he's not going to. It's come too soon to make that step up, or he thinks that there's something in him that'll. Yeah. Afraid so, Liam. I'm afraid so.
So, like, banter aside, so Newcastle have had one good season, and all of a sudden it's a step up.
It is, though, isn't it? It's a different pressure.
It is.
He gets in Everton. Yeah, he gets in the Everton team right now, but the Newcastle, he won't
on the bench for the past 4 games.
And miss, yeah. Well,
that's the other thing as well. He can't even get into this failing Everton side. How is he going to break into Newcastle while they're doing as well as they are? Or worse?
I think it's literally because he's English.
You're paying British tax on him for sure.
For that, what's it called? If he's getting to Europe, he's that homegrown player, isn't he?
Yeah. That's why City took Phillips. That's what we reckon. That's why City took Phillips from us for the homegrown player thing.
Yeah. Rice was too expensive. They took Phillips instead.
Yeah, let him rot on the bench.
There's a reason Scott Carson's still in the squad, isn't
Yeah.
That and he hits age quarters as well. Because apparently their tea lady's only 35, so they needed someone older.
They run the show though. To be fair, so Scott, because I just quit. Ben Foster did a talk about being a reserve team, reserve goalkeeper or third choice, and he says
I saw that.
They're kind of in charge. Scott Carson is a very important person at that club because they all look up to him, and he'll sort of command training and command the players do better and stuff like that. So although he knows he's probably not going to play, he's a very important part of keeping harmony in the dressing room, and he's obviously got the ear of the manager and also the players, so he does that intermediate kind of thing. So it's an interesting role they have, the old boys.
It's good. Yeah. It's good for the development of the younger players as well, isn't it, to have them about?
Absolutely. He just sacrifices himself because he's had a career. He's done everything you could do, and then now he's got to try and get the next generation up, blood them through.
Yeah.
So Liam, what was with the massive gap between Sky Sports announcing Lampard's departure and the club actually bothering their ass to announce his departure?
Well, apparently, so after the West Ham game, Mashiri, Kenwright, Baxendale, Sharp, everyone that was supposed to be important at Everton were in London having conversations, and they all came to an agreement that time needed to change, Lampard needed to go, and Mashiri's phoned Lampard and said, look, going to go our separate ways. A phone call. Like, he's not even given the decency of face
At
to
least he
face.
didn't text him, I suppose.
Well,
Yeah.
so
Get in the WhatsApp chat.
Yeah.
well,
in the group.
just remove him from it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just think about it. You've been exited from the group.
Yeah. So he's rang him, told him the good news for him, maybe. I don't know. And obviously, he got a bit miffed off of it, apparently. And someone in his Lampard's camp has released it to a couple of journalists down in London, Sky Sports. And I said, well, all that's going on. We've got Dan Juma at Finch Farm going, hang on, has he been sacked? Or like, we'll try and find out for you. So, still doing all that. He's having photos with his training kit, Everton kit's on. He's seen Calvert-Lewin, pictures with him, probably fixing up a celebration for each other, as they do. And yeah, we've gone, right, we've done all our paperwork. Agent, you just need to send off your paperwork and we'll see him tomorrow in training. Yep, sound, no worries. And then this morning, he's not turned up.
Fucking mental.
How can you get that wrong? Just a dismissal,
Well, there's just so many things that have gone in the past 24 hours. It's just like a laugh. So the Lampard thing, I don't know what the club are playing at. How does a club fail to inform their own staff that, this is going to happen?
Yeah.
So it took them 8:15 to release a statement. 9:15, they released a TikTok saying thank you.
Bloody hell.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous. Then the whole Dan Juma thing, like, he's been like, we'll see you tomorrow at training. Okay, sound. Whilst all that's happening, his agent's on the phone saying, does anybody else want him? And I just don't understand why Tottenham want him. Like, he's not going to do anything. He's going to sit on the bench. Yeah, he's going to get to live in London for 6 months, but really?
I don't know. The
Probably
whole
just
thing's
not
weirdly
not up
shady.
for a relegation scrap. Probably don't want it.
Yeah.
Well, this is the other thing. So last night, been deleted as well. He's come out on social media saying, I'm up for the fight. I can't wait to prove myself. This is something that I'm intrigued to do, seeing how I can get myself up. I'll give everything for the fans, this and that. And then this morning, it's like, actually, don't mind just sitting on the bench in London.
On second thought, having been inside that shit show, I don't want anything to do with it.
His speech lasted about as long as Man U's title charge, didn't it?
Well, the other thing
the little victory sip you just did there as well.
The other thing as well, apparently, one of his issues was when Lampard got sacked, why it took forever for him to sign the paper was apparently if David Moyes was coming, he was like, yeah, I'm out.
Really?
I don't know why they got such a beef. I have no idea. But yeah, apparently he's come out and said if David Moyes was coming in, I don't want to be part of this club.
I'd be skeptical if you're about to join a club and you just see they've sacked the manager and you get a sense that it's a bit of a mess with the ownership. You'd be like, I'm probably going to pass here.
On the other hand, Kevin Fowler, our director of football, he's the one that's brought him in,
right?
Not Lampard.
No.
Obviously, he's doing his job, so he's bringing him in, saying, right, if it's Lampard, he's going to work with him. If it's not Lampard, this manager's going to work with him. This is how I want Everton to play football.
Yeah.
Hence why, Espirito Santo, whatever you want to call him, he's been linked with the job because he worked with them at Wolves.
Yeah.
So
it's a shame because I think he would have been a good signing. He's had some good numbers. Yeah, he would have been, and way more prolific than Everton's equivalent. So yeah, it's a shame really. That kind of signing is what could propel them if they could have got him in. But yeah,
I think that would have helped with Gordon doing one as well.
Yeah. Either if he stayed that competition
for 6 months.
Yeah,
Gordon, we got 25 mil for him. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
But now
it was a thing I still couldn't get my head around from Saturday was Nashiri saying it's not my decision when he was asked if he's going to sack him.
I know.
Aren't you the freaking owner?
I know. And how is he not prepared for that question as well?
I know. Yeah. I think what he's meant to say was, it's not just my decision.
My decision.
Yeah. But even still, that leaves so much uncertainty, doesn't it? That's a weird thing to say because you're basically saying, we're thinking about it, but we don't want to outright say. But it's like every word you say is going to be blown up in the media. So you have to make sure you're really clear with your messaging, because Lampard will need to know where his future lies as well.
Yeah, I mean, Lampard probably watched that and thought, "Oh, fuck it,
Yeah,
I'm fucked here."
Lampard knew before the game.
Sat home with your Saturday takeaway.
I'd like to think Lampard's not that thick. Like, he's going to have thought, right, before this game, this is the scenario, what's going to come out afterwards. But the other thing what pissed me off was Bill Kenwright. I mean, I just can't stand him anyway. But last year, he threw out we've had some good times at Everton. Not had any good times. We've had an FA Cup final in 2009, a couple of semi-finals, some European tours, but not good times. We've not won anything. And then against West Ham, we went, we're just having some bad times.
Yeah, see that, yeah. We need to start winning, he said, didn't he? Also, we need to win and start winning.
No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, that's the obvious, mate, yeah.
So, club is in a mess, complete disarray. What's next? Who's coming in? Who's going to buy the place anyway? Who's going to buy?
So that's the other thing. So this morning, Bielsa was linked. That was all because of Mashiri. Kenwright is wanting Moyes or Dyche, and Falwell, whose job it is to pick the manager, wants what did I say his name was? Colburn, West Brom.
Carlos Colburn, yeah, he was Bielsa's understudy.
Yeah, because he was Bielsa's assistant. Because obviously he went to Huddersfield, got them to the playoff final on no budget. So he did like a really good job with them. It's just very new. Do you know what I mean? Like he's got no experience at all. It would be a bigger risk than Lampard, in my opinion.
A lot of Leeds fans are asking for Corberan to replace Marsh.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a history with Leeds. At least he's got that Bielsa effect or link rather. But he's not even got the pull of I'm Frank Lampard. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one knows who he is apart from Leeds fans or Huddersfield fans.
Liam, do you think an interim manager is probably going to be the way to go? Just because obviously if your ownership isn't resolved until the end of the season, which is possible, isn't it? It's possible that Everton aren't bought for then. You're going to want a manager that comes in now isn't going to commit for 2 years without knowing what kind of money they're going to have to spend. Because obviously Everton staying up and down is like it's on a knife edge, isn't it, at the moment? They're not going to invest. So it's hard, isn't it, to get a manager and to commit beyond this season, especially if they didn't stay up. So it's like, who's kicking around that can do a job for 6 months and then might scuttle off if I don't know.
The people that took training today was Paul Tate, who's our under-21s manager, and Leighton Baines, who's the under-18s.
Yeah.
Because we have no other staff members. Because everybody else was Lampard's coaches.
Yeah, he took 3 of them with him, didn't he? Ashley Cole went.
And Alan Kelly, that's it, the goalkeeping coach, who we've had for about 10 years.
So with 3 staff members. With Bielsa as well, he only signs 1-year contracts.
Rolling contracts, isn't it?
He would want a full pre-season, I think, and the players that he wants brought in to even look at it, I think.
Well, I can't even imagine him putting the what were the shuttle runs that I used to call them?
Oh God, murder ball.
Murder ball. Can you imagine Yerry Mina trying to do murder ball? You pass the ball and he'll be dead.
Yeah.
That's what they
do, isn't it?
It's prerequisite as well. You have to do it. Every Wednesday's murder ball day. That's what it used to be. The players used to just dread it.
Like discipline.
Yeah. Like, it's just a joke, but yeah. Apparently, if Bielsa's coming, he wants $1 million a month for him and his staff, like split between them.
Yeah, he pays the staff's wages. He gets paid, and he pays the wages, pays the staff out of his own money. That's what he did with us. Yeah.
I mean, I like the
such a weird man
idea of Bielsa, but
he's a legend. 67.
I don't think Everton are good. I might be wrong here, but I don't think Everton are going to get a big name-in manager because I can't see any manager being committed to the project because it's like, what is the project right now? The project is stay up, but we're at uncertain times because we've now got an owner that wants to sell up, so we can't spend any money. So I don't know how that's going to attract someone like Bielsa because he's not going to want a relegation under his belt that he wasn't culpable for. Because obviously Everton are a mess before, right now.
he won't want to work with what's above him with all that going on as well.
No, exactly.
He likes it to be plain sailing and sort of his way, and if he's up against it, he'll just walk.
Yeah, there's certain types of managers that don't mind coming in, doing a quick job, and then leaving or whatever. And he's more of a you have to prepare around. Yeah, I'd be amazed if that happened. But yeah, I really don't think it's going to be a good appointment for Everton next. Villa did it with when Remy Gard got the can after Sherwood, we had Eric Black take over, who was our bloody coach, and it was just a mess. But we just needed someone who was willing to do the job, basically be the face of our relegation, and then we would get someone in proper over the summer. And I hate to say that Everton's situation is kind of mirroring that. Sorry, Liam.
One of the things I'll say with Bielsa, one of the reasons why I don't think he'll take over was he was rumoured with the Bournemouth job when. Is it Steve Cook, their manager? Is it Steve Cook?
What's his name?
Yeah, the weird-looking guy.
It's not Steve Cook, but it's
the Forest manager.
Lewis O'Neill. Not O'Neill?
That's Cooper. No, it's not Cooper.
Cooper.
Cooper's
Is it
Forest
Cooper?
manager.
Yeah. Forest manager's
Cook
Cooper.
is the player.
We are a very professional outfit.
Yeah. Well, Bournemouth's manager, when they were he took over interim manager, did really well, didn't he? And then there was Bielsa was linked to them, and apparently
that's it.
Yeah. But Bielsa was linked with them, and he didn't take that on, and that would, to me, seemed a perfect project for him.
Yeah,
there, and he still turned that down. So I can't see him going to Everton. I couldn't see it.
It's a shame because Everton is a great job when things are tidier upstairs. They're a hell of a club to manage. They are, but it's the wrong time for them, isn't it? Because I think even if you're a manager who's confident in their own ability, you go there and you see what the players are like. The players are going to be downbeat. Effort levels are going to be low. Because they're just not going to, it's going to be it's not a nice environment, is it, to come into?
No.
It's such a weird time to sell the club, though. Like, when there's so much turmoil going on and you've got a massive stadium being built at the same time.
It's cowardly.
Yeah, it's
really cowardly. You started this mess. You need to clean this up before you try and sell the club.
Bournemouth manager Gary O'Neill, by the way, I just Googled it. Don't know where I got Steve Cook from.
Well, he was a centre-back. He was a centre back for Bournemouth, so yeah.
Right, yeah.
He was there forever. No.
Yeah. No, it's really cowardly from Mashiri. It really is, and I feel for the fans like Liam and co, because everything that could go wrong is going wrong, and when you're struggling on the pitch, you need stability upstairs, and they've just got the opposite. You've got an owner who just outright says, "I don't know what I'm doing." Basically, it's embarrassing.
It's absolutely as well. Like the timing to put the club for sale, like you said.
Awful.
A week to go for deadline.
Yeah.
So can't sign no one. Can't really sell anyone. So don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No pressing players really. Yeah.
Stupid time to do it.
I know what you're going through because we went through it. 16 years of just absolute crap. It's just awful.
Yep.
You just wake up every day, Gwyn. It's literally like what's going to happen today. It's like watching Hollyoaks. You just don't know what's going to go on the next day.
That's what I mean. So,
but with better acting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
This afternoon, I was on Twitter and I was listening to the space from Bobble, and he was going on about what's actually happened. And I'm just sat there. I'm like, what am I listening to? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like 1 minute it was like, what? And the next thing is like,
it's like a soap opera. Yeah, it literally is.
Yeah.
It's just one bad thing after another.
Yeah.
But it's just,
that often is why a club struggles, though, isn't it? Because of that, because there's so much disorder in, at all levels of the club. It just filters down to the players. And as we've said before, recruitment's not been good enough, has it? Lost talent, and so it's upstairs bad, coaching bad, players bad. It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, all their players are fucked now because they were already struggling with a manager in place and I'm not going to say stable board, but a board who were around, and now they've got one that wants to sell. They've got no manager.
Yeah,
they've got no direction. They're in the bottom three. How do you lift your head? How do you lift your head up to play when all that's going on? It's like Newcastle last season under Steve Bruce. Just no one give a shit anymore. That the club was up for sale. There was like all the talk about the takeover, and the players just couldn't be asked anymore. They were just sick of it all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually feel for Everton fans, and that's coming from a Newcastle fan. That is, with our massive hatred.
I bet Jack's loving it.
We've all been down there.
Jack, actually.
We've all been relegated, haven't we? So we all know what it's like.
Yeah,
Newcastle,
we've all
Leeds,
been relegated. Sorry, I don't know what it's like.
was
You
this
will.
coming?
They had.
Well, that doesn't mean I don't. So
I know there might be.
taking shots. I don't.
Trust me, it's shit.
It's shit because
Well,
it's never that you go down fighting. It's because there's a mess upstairs, and eventually it leads into bad recruitment. And like I say, the players kind of down tools because they've just given up mentally. And when your head's gone,
thing. Like I watched this on Saturday, and that was also annoying because one of my drivers, Eddie's a West Ham fan. Straight away, Sunday morning. All right, no. And then it was like, I'm watching this. I'm like, yeah, we're down.
yeah,
Turned it off at half time. I was like, yeah, we're down. It's done. And then put it on my phone for like 5 minutes, the second half. It's like we created half a chance.
Yeah.
And the ball went across the box. It missed Calvert-Lewin's studs by like inches. And it was like the Gaza from Italian 90. It was that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And then I look at the league table and I'm like, we're literally 2-3 wins away. And not safe, but that momentum, you carry it on. But then I look at our fixtures, it's like Arsenal, Liverpool next. Yes, right.
I know.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Same as us. You think to yourself, 2 wins and we're out of it. But you think, where then wins coming from?
Yeah,
You just can't see where they're coming from.
You go a lot of games without picking up many points, and it's like this is right down here. We're just sticking down here.
I look at that bottom table.
So congested, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You look at that then bottom sort of 6, you think yourself, are they going to double their points? Because I reckon you need 40 to stop up.
Yeah.
Everton on 15, are they going to even get to 30? Are they going to double their points?
Because Forest have bucked their idea.
30 will do it. 28-30 will keep someone safe, I reckon, this year.
Yeah, that's what I said the other day on Twitter. I said it's going to be 28-30 points what keeps people up.
Yeah.
100%.
So bad this year.
Look at Forest. Yeah. Forest are now 13th with 21 points. They could, they're maybe 4 wins away from staying up.
You'll be all right, won't you?
That's all you need. 150 players.
They've got us next as well.
Yay!
But it's clicked for them, hasn't it? Whereas with Everton, it's like, there's no waiting for it to click because the players should know each other by now. So that's what's worse about it. I watched the.
I said it last week. That's team on paper should be nowhere near the bottom of the league. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely not. No.
Absolutely stupid, and that's what's most annoying.
They didn't look great against thingy. Yeah, they didn't look great against West Ham. Tarkovsky kind of embarrassed himself.
Are so bad as well, and they got the first goal, which I don't know if we're going to get onto it, but
let's go on to
the goals.
Oh, I'm hovering over the image. There we go. The old offside there. So obviously we're not looking at Antonio in the foreground. We're looking at Bowen, number 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on then, Liam. Say your piece.
So my biggest issue with this is he might be onside, right? But he's leaning for one. Secondly, the ball is just hitting Zuma's head.
Yeah.
So there's no lines. Every other team in the world, there's lines.
The lack of lines is a problem. But you sent me obviously you sent this in the Facebook group, and I was looking on my phone, so I tilted it slightly to try get everything to line up, and it does look on to me.
Yeah,
it's just the fact that he's leaning. The thing is, I've always said the attacker should always get the advantage when it's that close. Yeah, we never get that advantage.
That's the
show the second clip. Show the second clip.
It's the same again.
There it is.
You think to yourself, put the lines on, like you say. If you put the lines on, there's no discrepancy, is there? Apart from that one.
That one apparently is like a good yard in between them being offside.
That's mental. We've got one from Man United here as well. That's onside because they're in the Sky Sports 6, but you can clearly see that
he's leaning offside there. That's what I mean. Again, it's that angle, so we can't see, but the line.
Yeah,
there's no difference between Damari Gray one and that one. The exact same.
You won't beat the Bamford's armpit one against Palace. That's the best one ever.
Yeah,
we've got an arm one.
The Bamford's armpit one. Literally a week later, they changed it to just your sleeve.
Yeah.
Well, that one there. So that was given disallowed, and Milner. I don't know. He's the person that's diving in. So he is playing the ball. He's attempting to block the ball. So he's playing the ball. Technically, he is onside. But apparently that rule doesn't matter until a couple of weeks ago.
That rule doesn't matter when it's Everton.
It's just so that all those three, well, the Leeds and Liverpool was 2 games in 1 week.
Yeah.
And that's potential 6 points. Well, 2 extra points at Leeds and 3 points against them. And that's a complete potentially different season. I mean, we could have lost every single game after that. But we never know.
It's the thing, though, when you're down the bottom scrapping for points, it's shit like that that goes against you week in, week out, and you notice
luck's not in.
Yeah, it just feels like more of a highlight of the thing.
In the West Ham game at 0-0, on Bonner literally starts playing basketball. I don't understand it.
Yeah, he's against Liverpool. He was on by about 2 yards, disallowed, and we ended up losing that game. It's just an absolute shambles.
Well, the game on the weekend, Chelsea versus Liverpool. I mean, someone explained to me how that was offside.
The Havertz one.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah,
absolutely. He was offside because his foot was ahead of the ball when Thiago Silva took a shot.
Oh yeah, that was just horseshit. That
I'm 99.9% sure they made that up there on the spot.
Just changed the rules.
I've never seen that this season.
I remember one as well. Newcastle, like the first season VAR was brought in, and Newcastle were denied a goal because of somebody's toe being offside. I think it might have been Wilson, but the image that they used, the freeze frame, it looked like someone had gone into Photoshop and elongated his foot. The definition on these images is so shit that you cannot make a call when it's that tight.
Exactly. When it's pixelated, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then you put these lines on that are a foot wide.
That they did in the World Cup.
Anything
that was offside in the World Cup.
Or just bin it off altogether and let a linesman do his job.
Well, they can't do that. That's the issue.
Well, they just don't now. That's the problem.
Because in that
we've got a computer to rely on. That's why they don't bother making any decisions.
Well, our game against West Ham on the weekend, so the Bowen one, onside, offside, it's happened now, not ours. But second half, the exact same thing happened. The referee put his flag up straight away.
Yeah,
hang on, let it play out.
Yeah, they normally They normally wait.
So I just don't understand this. Literally, they pick and choose when they want to do it.
Exactly, yeah. There's no consistency over how long they let the player run on before they put the flag up. And like we've said 100 times on here, like if someone gets injured in that little spell of play where they knew they were offside, it's bullshit, man.
Pickford Van Dijk waiting to happen again, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to happen again, and it'll not be until that happens that there's any change in the rules. Like,
well, hopefully it's on Anthony Gordon for Newcastle.
Anthony Gordon in Newcastle, man. Anyway, we've got an interesting image here of Marshball, which I still don't believe this is real. I think this is being photoshopped.
No, mate.
Yeah,
what
is going on?
What are they doing? That's like that clearly is an image from the training ground, and they just photoshopped those players onto the pitch during a match.
The thing I love about that is there's 3 players with their arms out in front of them saying, "Give me the ball."
Yeah. What it is,
and the right back as well.
What it is, it's been edited in the middle. There's a little campfire there. They're all sat round it. And you took it out.
Yeah, they're all singing "Kumbaya."
Freezing.
I mean,
if you look at it again. If you look at it again, just look on the bottom right. There's only one player who played in that Bielsa system virtually, and it's Erling, and he's on the wing saying, "Give me the ball." They're all going, "I don't know what we're doing with this."
Yeah, Erling's
because they're all going, "We believe that we will win."
Yeah, which one of them's the quarterback?
Defense. It was like that for 90 minutes. To be fair,
just not going anywhere.
Just playing for the middle, and they just had 5 across the back, and it was just edge of the box breakdown, just that all the time.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's just trying to win pretty, but not win, because it's all about performance and not points when you're Jesse Marsh.
The only positive thing about that game was we defended really well. I expected us to get beat by Brentford. We defended really well.
Well, Say that's Newcastle at the minute. We can defend for our lives, but we can't score for shit. Discussing the semi-automatic offsides. What the hell does that mean?
Like Hawkeye kind of thing.
Oh, so they're going to put the chips in the balls like they had in the World Cup, basically.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's going to be an idea.
TOV channel, how are you guys? We're doing well, mate. How are you? Thanks for joining in the chat. Yeah, so Jesse Marsh clearly hasn't got a clue what he's doing.
No.
Everton are going to absolute shit.
So, question, Andy.
Newcastle can't score. What's happening with Villa?
One second. Question for Andy.
Oh,
if you could take Bielsa back now, would you?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah, definitely would.
With the players we've brought in now, we've actually got a decent squad depth. Because that was our problem with him. We had no squad depth. We was playing 16-year-old kids because we had no players. There was all just dead. And whether there's a debate what people still say. Was it him being stubborn and didn't want no players, or was it the board not willing to buy him any players? But obviously Marsh has come in, they've backed him. And
is there a director of football at Leeds or not?
Yeah, Angus Kinnear and Victor Otto's the scout, and it's Angus Kinnear who just keeps putting his dope. He keeps putting his dopey notes in the programmes all the time. That's him who said, "Don't forget we've got 2 international number 9s with Bamford and Rodrigo."
It's a stretch.
And then he said this week. He said this week. His quote in his programme this week was about sending Gellart on loan. And to justify it, he said, "Let's just remember Harry Kane had 4 loan spells out, and look what he is now."
Who had 4 loan spells out?
Harry Kane had 4 loan spells at Norwich, Millwall, and these things, and look what he come back to be as. So he's basically saying, we're going to let him go out on loan. This was supposed to be the most up-and-coming striker in the Premier League. We're going to let him go out on loan, and he'll come back as Harry Kane in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, if only that worked.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to love it.
So yeah, I would take Bielsa back if he had that team. Obviously, the team he's got now. If he was to step in right now, I would take it back. Yeah, at least we'd actually play with some width, because it's just absolutely boring to watch. I don't even look forward to watching us anymore ever.
Remember the days.
It's just nowhere football. Honestly, it's just mind numbing. It could send a glass eye to sleep. It's just that bad.
Plus, you need to justify your Bielsa tattoo somehow, haven't you?
I ain't got one of them yet.
Got your face all down your back.
Yeah.
Man, no.
I said yeah.
See where he ends up first.
Right. Sorry, Crippy. Yeah. What's happening with Villa?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Results
have been good. I didn't think we were great against Southampton. I got some pelters from some fans for that. The problem is fans are in this period now where it's like Gerrard sucks, Unai Emery is a god. So anything you say negatively about Villa,
you're not allowed to criticise. You
can't
criticise now at Newcastle. Nope.
So I got you weren't too happy with that. I said that Southampton were good value for a result. We weren't great, we just sprayed our chance. We didn't create much clear opportunities against them. Whereas they had the ball in the net a couple of times. They looked like I say good value for a point or something. But I'm happy with the results. Where I knew we wouldn't be pretty under Emery, because that's what he's all about. We're strong defensively, and that's what we needed to do, because under Gerrard we were just too easy to beat. So Unai has made us a lot tighter. Like Conte's been incredible since he's come in, absolutely solid. So we're definitely in the right direction. We just need to now be a bit better on the ball.
What about your other team, Man City?
Funny one.
Something going on with them at the minute.
Yeah, they were obviously a bit better against Wolves, but they're still not right. And there must be something going on behind the scenes, because Pep's he's dropped like Kevin De Bruyne at times. He's dropped Cancelo, can't get a game at the moment. Foden didn't play allegedly because of fitness. He picked up a knock against United apparently. So. And he keeps on taking with his back line. Like Kyle Walker doesn't get a sniff anymore. But Rico Lewis is in semi-permanently. So there's a lot of players that aren't delivering that Guardiola clearly isn't happy about. And Newcastle have taken the lead.
No. Ball's in the back of the net, but now the ref's getting involved because
can't celebrate.
Flatten someone. You can it.
You celebrated too early. That's it. You have to wait
exactly. You've got to wait. You've got to wait.
I knew something was wrong when I saw Liam's face. 2 seconds ahead of me, any. Oh, there he goes with his bloody private messages.
Yeah.
He was doing that last week.
Going, yeah.
Ooh.
I just saw that.
I just want to add though, Ash, before you go back onto it, that is very, very harsh when you see the replay. Because I don't know what Wilson's supposed to do. You can't just disappear to midair, but it's funny.
I was going to say, we're talking about Everton, Anthony Gordon going to Newcastle, but there's a good reason why they kind of want him. Is because Newcastle have actually been short of goals lately. I know they talked about a match today where
Anthony Gordon, who's got.
I know he's not prolific, not a prolific player, but I saw Newcastle scored like 1 goal in the last 4 games. Wilson hasn't scored since October, and Miggy's got 1 goal since November. So getting a forward is kind of important to keep Newcastle in the top 4. Again, Gordon isn't known for his.
Just got rid of the goal machine, Chris Wood.
He's now at Forest. That transfer is amazing, isn't it?
We're not necessarily looking for a striker. We just need somebody who can take the ball to Wilson or Isaac.
Exactly.
At the minute.
You're not going to get beat
as well.
Everyone's got Almiron sussed out.
Yeah.
What I'm looking at is Eddie Howe, because he's a massive Everton fan. Last season, he was like, right, what can I do to keep Everton up? Chris Woods. I'll bring him to
Not much you can do for you at the minute, even if you give them 60 million for Gordon.
Right. I'll sell them someone when they bring me Gordon. Or I'll have my word with someone and I'll get someone better than Gordon and I'll buy him. Keep them up again.
Well, I hope it works out for you.
Agent Eddie.
Well, we need to talk about Erling Haaland again, don't we?
We do.
Because he's just an absolute animal. Another hat-trick. Liam, you got some money off him. Yeah.
Well done.
What was it? 5 with his head, 5 with his left, 5 with his right?
Yep, exactly that.
Yeah. Not a bad bet to put on. What were your odds? Was it like 34-1 or something?
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to say now, but I originally had a tenner on it, and then I changed it to a 5 because I saw there was a second bet where it was De Bruyne to assist 10 goals for Haaland.
So he's halfway.
Yeah,
he's got 6. Yeah, he's got 6 assists at the moment.
6 is it now?
Yeah, 6. Well, transfer markets say 6, but obviously they sometimes count a penalty as an assist if you win a penalty. Yeah. So that I know. So you have to watch that one. It might be 5.
Does that
5-1 who scored?
In the fantasy football, doesn't it? If you get a penalty, you get an assist for it.
You do? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, in the fantasy football, yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's a good bet.
My fantasy football app won't let me log in, so I haven't got a clue how my team's doing.
I think I've probably still got Calvert-Lewin in this captain, so it's all right.
I've still got Erling Haaland as captain, I know that, but I think probably half my squad's deceased.
That's a safer bet.
It's been that long since I've looked at it.
It's funny though with Haaland, because as good as Haaland's been, City they don't look that great with him. They don't play as good football because they're trying to just pump the ball to Kevin De Bruyne, who then just lumps it to Haaland so quickly. And it does work because he's a good finisher, but he's outperforming his expected goals by quite some margin. So it shows that he's not getting good, not the best service per se, but he's just good at making the most of what he does get. But yeah, City don't look incredible. You know, against Tottenham they struggled, and you can see that the defense isn't quite there. They weren't keeping a lot of clean sheets. The one against Wolves was their first in a little while, so we've got a lot of work to do there.
Imagine when he already struggled.
He's already topped the Golden Boot from last season, hasn't he?
I think so. Yeah. Man, incredible.
Now.
Yeah,
that's crazy, isn't it?
He's not human. Not human at all.
No, but the thing is, his goals have then come because no other City players scoring at all.
Yeah,
Foden hasn't scored for a while. He's had 1 goal in a couple of months. Morris has bucked his ideas up recently, but Grealish obviously hasn't scored a lot. De Bruyne hasn't scored a lot. Silva hasn't scored much at all. So that's why Haaland's had to do so much of the legwork, just because a lot of players aren't performing like they were last season. Last season they spread the goals so evenly because they had Jesus and Sterling, and they had forwards that would get 10 plus goals. But now it's all Haaland or nothing really. So it's an interesting how City really will miss him if he can't play, because all their play revolves around just getting him the ball in the box and hoping that he can pick out a corner.
Yeah, you can see it in their play. As soon as they get the ball, it's just flashed across the box straight away because they know he's
straight away. Doesn't even look.
Yeah.
We had Arsenal and Man United at the weekend, a match that I didn't watch for some reason.
Good game.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And I wish I did, because you guys were all bleating on about it there, and it looks like I missed an absolute banger.
Rashford's goal was insane. It didn't. The commentary was really low key, but Rashford's goal was incredible.
It was very weird. Yeah,
he
it was
makes
such
a
a good goal.
party, and then he just rockers at the bottom corner, and the commentary's like, "And Rashford scores." It's like, what? This is class. That's a fantastic goal.
It was such a good game of football as well.
Yeah.
I mean, from mine and Andy's point of view of just watching shit every single week and seeing that,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah.
Like, I just wish I could ever watch an Everton game like attack. Just attack. I mean, don't just pass the ball around the back three and then do nothing with it.
Yeah.
Go forward.
That's a good thing. If you do get Bielsa, you'll have end-to-end football. It's just basketball game. It's just crazy.
Again, I don't know if I can cope with that.
It will give you a chance of getting a result, wouldn't it? But no, Arsenal look great. They're the real deal. You know, obviously they've had enough of the season now. 50 points after 19 games is insane.
When they went 1-0 down, I was thinking, right, this is where we'll see. If
this is the test.
Champions.
Yeah, Nick Pope's just absolutely flattened somebody for Southampton. Who was it? Ginepro.
Should we also talk about his save against Palace? Was it Palace?
Oh, that was unbelievable.
One of the best saves of the season, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like legitimately, that's a goal for most goalkeepers. That goes in, doesn't it? Otherwise,
he's had no to do for like 10 games and still manages to pull that save off.
Insane.
Because he's about 11 foot. That's why.
Yeah, as Gineppo just found out as he just clattered into him and went over the top of him.
I reckon if he laid down, his feet could touch one post and his hands could touch the other.
And his teeth had touched the crossbar.
Get him laid behind the free kick wall.
Well, he's taking a claim to be the number one for England, isn't he? If they're going to go down, no way Pickford's going to keep that spot, is he?
Sorry, I just heard you say Nick Pope, England #1, and I couldn't mute myself. I just had to. God.
just get another blue in there that keeper gets dropped. Yeah, I'm shitting myself now because Southampton have a free kick on the edge of the box, and you know what that.
JWP.
Yeah, avoid them.
If even if we don't go down, Jordan Pickford, I think Tottenham needs to come in for him. Because
a lot of people are tipping him to go there. Lloris horseradish.
And the thing
is he
it'll add to the rivalry. Is he better than Lloris?
Yeah, Do you?
He's gone.
Is that a serious question?
No, but what I mean is, if you're selling Lloris, is Pickford your first choice if you're Tottenham? Is that progress?
Yeah.
Is he like top of your list, Pickford?
How old is he?
Better keepers than Pickford in the league, please.
Late 20s. Oh, I admit Pickford does make way less mistakes than Lloris. Lloris is
name 5 better keepers in the league than Pickford.
Martinez, Alisson, Edison, Pope. Who else? Not De Gea.
I'll walk back out.
Ramsdale.
Ramsdale.
He's a good keeper. I like Ramsdale.
Yeah.
So Pope and Ramsdale can kick him out of the England squad. Edison and Alisson, 100%.
That's just Southgate, though.
Yeah. Ramsdale's good. Oh, Kepa. Kepa's not terrible.
So Ramsdale is the one that, do you not see the goal that they conceded and they absolutely balls it up.
Well, yeah, but Pickford's never made a mistake, has he?
Oh, I'm not saying he's not made a mistake, but I can't see him making a mistake in the last 3 years. But everyone apparently loves making mistakes all the time.
Well, I don't think Pickford's terrible. I just think if you're Tottenham, I don't know. I guess Lloris has set a low bar, so Pickford would be.
Who could they go and get as a goalkeeper?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Apparently, Tottenham are after Melier from us to succeed Lloris.
Really?
See, that would make sense. Very good. But in terms of intensifying the rivalry with Arsenal, Ramsdale versus Pickford, Arsenal versus Tottenham.
Yeah, England.
I'd feel to the fire.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, Ash, but Nick Pope will never be England number one. And that's a fact.
That's a
Only
big
because
call.
of Southgate. His
No,
stats
he's just
are
not that
better than
good.
any other keeper in the league, so you can't really say that.
He deserves a go in the
yeah.
friendlies.
Former Mark Adam Armstrong's on.
Yeah.
How did that go last time?
Tis written.
What would he play? Leo.
Just shut the door, that's all. I was getting a bit cold.
Frank Lampard, we have discussed. Bournemouth, lowest scorers in the league and highest conceders. Yeah, they are toast, aren't they?
They played a bit better on the weekend, but everything's going wrong with them. They're not. Yeah, they've just been you can't concede that many goals and stay up really. When you're that leaky, it's always going to be an issue, isn't it? You can't hold on to leads. You always concede first in games. It's a mess.
Don't really
that new winger for him.
Who was that?
I'm not sure his name. They bought a new winger not long ago, and he played on the weekend.
He looks good.
Yeah, he looks a good player.
Yeah. I can't remember his name either. I think it was Jay.
Dango.
Right? He looked really good.
Who went away at Bournemouth?
Yeah,
Bournemouth. Yeah, they bought a new winger. Yeah,
Dango, but they're absolute rats how they've done it because their owner just bought the other club.
That's one way to
I'll
do it.
find out.
Jadon Anthony, he looks good for Bournemouth on the weekend. He scored as well for them. So they actually played well in that game, but
it was Dango Utara.
Yeah, he's on the right wing. Both their wingers are very handy.
He looks solid.
Dango was from Lorient, isn't it?
I don't know where they got him from, but he looks a good player. I see on Match of the Day, and I thought he looks all right.
Yeah. So
Dango and Terran Moffi, we've been after them all for the past 6 months. Terran Moffi's gone to West Ham and Dango's gone to Bournemouth because Bournemouth owners have bought Lorient.
Right.
So,
like a City football group kind of thing.
Yeah, but they're also in talks to signing Nicholas Jackson from Villarreal. It's like, what?
Interesting.
Really?
He loves the South Coast. Well, Bournemouth have got Ryan Christie up front and Kiefer Moore. It's not going to get a lot of goals there. Ryan Christie's not even a striker. He was like a cam at Celtic, I think, if I got that right. And he wasn't. He didn't.
Kiefer Moore's just to load it up front and
he's a big boy. He's a big boy who misses gilt-edged chances. So it's like great. You've got a guy who's clearly a target man, but then when you put the ball where he wants it, he still doesn't score.
Yeah.
Bournemouth, they're in a bit of trouble there.
Yeah. I think that's everything that we have on the list apart from our big announcement. Has anyone else got anything else? Any pressing issues?
I know I don't know what I was going to say about it, but I noticed that I can see a lot of managers reverting to 3 at the back, and it's annoying me.
Why is it annoying you?
It just feels that Graham Potter does it at Chelsea. It just feels like he hasn't got the squad for it. It's like he has Ziyech as a right wing back, and it's like, what better way to waste this guy's talent than to make him have to track back and
defend the shit out
of it. On a side that's not his favourite side. Yeah, when he's a winger, he can cut inside. But when you're defending, you don't want to be on the weaker side because your body shape is the other way. So things like that, I think you're a manager. Do you not? Are you seeing in training that he's that good as a wing back? You think, this will work.
So is this about the ball?
Because I just don't understand.
I'm looking at Newcastle. Whenever I watch Newcastle, they drop to a back 3 when they're in possession because Dan Burn drops as a third centre back. Trippier is the winger.
Trippier builds up.
So whenever I see Chelsea, I think Chalobah, Thiago Silva, and whoever the other centre back is, the kid that they signed, are the 3. Whoever's the left wing back, Cucurella, is a winger, and Ziyech is the other one. Yeah. And then in defensively, they'll drop to a back 4, like Newcastle do. Yeah. I don't know if that's how it actually does or not, but that's how I view it as.
That's how it's meant to be.
Yeah. I don't know if that's what they've done.
Well, it's weird because Cucurella is actually a defender, but Ziyech is the winger, so you've got a real imbalance there. And I guess maybe that's the plan. He wants to overload that one side, and then, like you say, you've got the 4 at the back when Ziyech goes high. But I noticed it. I was like, really? And then Man City have been doing it as well with 3 at the back, and you just don't think it's going to stick with them either because they haven't got. If he's not going to play Cancelo as a wing back, they haven't really got anyone else because Walker would play as a third centre back. So it doesn't seem that he's got the personnel for it either. And obviously Tottenham have been doing it as well, and they've not been winning games. So it was just a little bugbear of mine that managers like to reinvent the wheel sometimes, don't they, to look smart, and it doesn't seem to work.
Terry Venable's Christmas tree.
So, Pep loves to do that as well. I mean,
he absolutely loves it.
Didn't drop. It was Fernandinho played every single game, and then dropped him from the final.
Yeah.
Played Sterling, who didn't play any of the games.
Yeah, loves to get frisky.
Hashtag frisky.
There it is.
There it is.
I almost didn't put it on the list this week, but I'm glad it was there. So next week we are live again at 8 o'clock, and obviously I'll be distracted again because Newcastle are in the second leg of the semi-final. But it's also football Christmas. It's transfer deadline day. So we will be going live 8 o'clock and staying on until that window shuts. I'm going to have to get some extra strength coffee in.
Yeah.
We might have had enough.
They'll be live, but we're all.
Yeah. Trying to get some other people to come and join us, whether they just pop in or out, but that, I don't know, that might not happen. But if anyone does fancy joining us, just give us a message and we'll get you set up. You can come in and say your piece about your club or whatever. But Andy, you've got a task for us, haven't you? Because obviously we've got 3.5 hours to fill.
For next week.
Tell us on your task.
It was just something I see on Twitter. Someone put like a poll up thing on Twitter, and I just thought that'd be good for us to have a look at. It was see if I just find if I've still got the picture. I think I have. Yeah, it was just basically from your club, name your best ever player, worst ever player, best value for money signing, biggest ever flop, and then the player who never reached his full potential.
I wonder how many people can use one player to tick off about 4 of those.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably can.
Yeah, so we're going to go through that next week. So if you want to get involved in that in the comments while we're on live, and let us know your clubs as well.
I've also got one to add on to that as well. So how's about we also pick who we think is going to get Player of the Year? We know who's going to get top goal scorer. And maybe signing of the season.
Yeah.
Maybe Young Player of the Year as well, while we're at it.
Aye,
we'll do our own PFA awards.
Yeah.
Nice. I can't even think of it. It's a funny acronym for that. So that'll be next week, 8 o'clock through till 11-ish, maybe. We'll see how we get on. But yeah, please do come and join us and get involved. It keeps us going. Obviously, the more comments, the better. And I think that is it for us this week. So thanks to the lads again. I'm going to go and shout at my tablet while this stupidly disallowed goal keeps being replayed.
It was handball. I don't know if you realised that yet or not.
I know that we're looking at it, but was it? Was it though?
Were you watching the Harlem Globetrotters?
Joe Linton was playing basketball, and I always complaining.
Yeah, Joe Linton got all of it. He threw it in like a keeper, and apparently that's handball. I didn't know. Right, lads. Thanks again for joining us. Thanks everyone else. Please do hit the like buttons, comment buttons, share buttons, bell buttons, and all the YouTube things and fandangles. And we'll catch you next week. Thanks very much.
Cheers, lads.
Bye bye.
See you later, guys. Cheers.
Come on, Southampton.